Below is the team's Kanban board on the 7th day of 10 days of iterations. Okay, what advice would you give to the team? So it's like interpret the Kanban board and probably see the right things or things which team should be focusing on, since we are left with, I can say 3 days, if I include the 7th one also, yeah, or around 3 days in this particular iteration. Yeah, let's see what are the options. So start developing story A and D. Yeah, you are pretty much behind schedule, so why don't you get started? Find way to finish story F. Okay, find way to move story B, C, E to the rest faster. Okay, no advice as work is going good. And the good news is you just need to select one possible advice. If you have to just say one thing, yeah, no advice is also one of the possibility. What possible thing you probably will give here? Think about it. Let's pause. Okay, so here are we. So what this board is telling? See, I am already halfway through and I should have some items in a done stage. So the agile way of working should not be that we wait for the last day to mark everything finished. So it always talk about incremental development, and inside the iteration also it talks about incremental development. So I can see the things are not happening in that way. And I probably, as a project manager, team leader, scrum master, probably need to give some advice. Yeah, that's the work is not going good. That particular thing is obviously coming out from the thing. Yeah, there might be some reasons, but just looking at the board, I can't say no advice. There should be some advice. Yeah. So I remove D out of it. Now, A, B, and C all seems to be something which is done about the work. Now, what we need to explore here is what is recommended in the agile way of working when things are happening in progress. So that's the concept which is getting tested here. One of the concept which is saying is, let's start, push everything so that at the end we will get things done. So that's a story A and D. Why let's make them into development. I better push it into the development. That's the one way of looking. The another way of looking is that I remove the block, the last leaf into the done first, so that others can automatically get pulled. So if I remove these things, and then things will start incrementally moving. So now that's the whole idea. So one option is saying push from here, another option is saying push from here, and the another option is saying push from test to done. These are the three options you have. So the option B is this one, option A is this one, and option C is this one. You are saying, like, let's take the development into the test so that ultimately things gets done. By default, what we are expected is finishing things faster. That's the whole idea. We want to do things incrementally and keep the work in progress to a minimum. So by default, I want, if I can do something and finish this, at least I have one item marked completed. Yeah. So that should be my first focus. So that's the one thing I should do. My second focus should be that if I can move some items which are already at a later stage towards finishing, and then finally I should focus on this area. So in the Kanban way of working, we walk the board from right to left. So from done column to a backlog column, rather than from a backlog column to a done column, because we want the finishing happening, which creates pull for the work which is not yet picked up. Yeah. So that's the concept which is getting tested here, and which is primarily focusing on incremental finishing of the work is a good thing to do. So what should we pick up? The option B, which is like find a way to finish the story F so that we have at least something get marked done. Keeping done column empty after 50% of the sprint is over, not a good idea. Yeah, that's something basically you can pick up while you are dealing with such kind of questions. You may see these questions in the form of text-based information also, not necessarily in the form of a board, but whichever way the concept remains the same. It's just a matter of presenting the information to you in a different formats.